Yay, it's recording. Alrighty, so wow, it's been so long.
It's been so long.
It's
It's been 84 years. Oh, that's
well,
right.
welcome to a special episode of What's in Your Cup.
Oh, my name's Scott.
And I'm Michael.
Uh,
And we I think it was, and
we're not
wow, it's
we're
been
not
that long.
on a beach, but we are PHAT.
Something like yes. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Bloop. And welcome to Two Fat Beaches.
Where we're not on a beach, but we are PHAT.
Yes. That's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to say,
Yeah.
welcome to Two Fat Beaches. You say that, and today we're doing What's in Your Cup. Wow. We're out of practice. That's how it is sometimes. But so today it's sponsored. We do have a sponsor that's not paying us anything, and they don't know that they're a sponsor, but you know they are. Twix, because somebody's co-workers gave them a whole box of them,
And a yard of Twix.
a nice cold Mountain Dew Zero
Spark.
with a blast of raspberry lemonades.
It's a blast in your mouth.
So let's see how good this is going to be.
I think it's really good.
Still amazes me how sometimes something that's sugar-free tastes so sugary.
I know, and I don't like sugary things, but I like this.
As I'm sitting here eating a Twix. So, what's in our cup? Oh, you have to ask me now.
Oh yeah, so what's in your cup?
Oh, I have to cut this out. Note to self,
Blooper reel.
when you are doing this type of work, don't eat anything chewy like caramel because it's okay. Oh, he told me to take off my bag. Okay. My bag is off. So, like I said, this is kind of a special episode of What's in Your Cup. We're still going to try to do some things traditionally, but I personally wanted to come on and kind of talk about, in my cup has been, you know, the whole thing with, you know, self-image and, you know, things and actions that are linked to it. So, as you probably have noticed, it's been a long while since we have uploaded anything to our YouTube channel. And I just want to make sure to go out on the record that it is 100% my fault. When I record these and then go back and edit them, I unfortunately have in my mind that like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I look this way and you know Scott comes across looking great and you know I'm just I'm gonna bleeper that out too. But I mean, in my eyes, like Scott always looks great and you know wonderful on film, and then when I get to me, because I have so many issues or what I deem as issues, such as you know I don't have the greatest nails. You know, I have missing teeth and so on and so on. It got to me to the point where I didn't want to film anymore because I felt like I was not camera ready. And that really, I really had to go through some things to kind of just realize that like I need to embrace everything that I am. Because I'm working on these things. You know, I'm working on getting my teeth done. I went through, my teeth are getting fixed in 4 phases. I've already got the first 2 phases done. At the beginning of the year, I start the second 2 phases. You know, I'm working on a lot of stuff. My hair, I'm probably going to sit here and be like, oh, Lord, my hair. My hair is in a growing phase. Deal with it. One day I'm gonna pop up on here. I'm just gonna have braids and hair everywhere. I can be like, where the hell he get all that? And be like, don't worry about it. I paid for it. It's mine. But I just wanted to kind of say that. So that was kind of the reasons why I shied away, because I didn't want to be on camera, because I was not comfortable with how I looked on camera. And thankfully, Scott was very understanding in that whole ordeal. He didn't know about it in the beginning. Let's keep it 100%. He didn't know about it in the beginning, but eventually we talked it over, and I explained to him what was going on, and he was very understanding, as a friend should be.
That was pointed. That was pointed. You know who you are, I guess.
But he was very understanding, as a friend should be, when you're going through a lot of things that cause self-doubt and depression and things of that nature. Like, it's good to have friends that's like, you know what, take your time, it's going to be here, we'll get it done eventually, we'll figure it out. And I figured it out. And so this is going to kind of like, y'all are kind of going to be on like a little journey with me. Hopefully you'll see some changes throughout the year, for the better. Maybe for all I know, I could still look like this in 2025. Who knows? I don't care anymore. It's more about getting on here and having fun and showing the world that, like, you don't have to be a size 6. You don't have to have perfect everything in order to be seen, heard, and loved. Because there's more people that, especially in the gay community, that we like to admit, that look more like me than looks more like, Jason Momoa or some other Twinkie stuff. So it's good for them to be able to see that, like, people can be funny and hilarious and outgoing and all of that stuff with missing teeth and bad hair and, boobs that they're seeing. Because let me tell you, sometimes in these films, these babies get in. I'm going to get one of them things.
A bustier.
A bustier.
I don't know. I need cutlets.
So, I mean, that is what's in my cup. I mean, did you want to...
Well, I mean... like you said, this is not about, for me, it's never been about, like, oh, people are going to watch us, or, oh, this is going to be a thing. It's a thing to do with my friend. And my friend is like, I need a minute. Okay.
He gave me 30 seconds.
Also, I don't know how to do the editing, so I couldn't do anything by myself, so. But no, it just be in... I will say, like, it's not at all something that's ever come across my mind. First of all, on anything about parents as far as you go. But also, the 7 of you watching this, I'm sure you're lovely people. I'm sure you're great. But I don't give a fuck what you think of me at all. I mean, I don't care what people think of me. And it's not at all something that comes into my mind of like, oh, I wish I had more hair. Or, oh, I should contour my cheeks so that way it looks like I'm not just the Kool-Aid man. I don't care what anyone thinks of me appearance wise. I care what my bosses think of me because they sign my check. I care what people actively inside of me think. And that's about all. I mean, I don't, even students that, because I teach part-time, they take that little survey at the end, and I'm like, yeah, but I know it well enough to know that the people who give you bad reviews are the ones that didn't do anything, and at the end of the, on the last day, we're like, can I turn all this stuff in? And I have to be like, no. I know that, they're the ones that give you bad reviews, so it's not something that I ever think, but also, I'm not the one, like I said, doing the editing. So it's not just me drilling in on every single thing over and over. Because I also don't go back and watch this because I don't particularly enjoy the sound of my voice.
Lord. Ain't that the truth? No, I mean with mine.
Just kidding.
I mean with mine.
Yeah.
My voice. Sometimes I'm like, oh.
So I don't ever go back and see. I don't see any of it. I mean, it's just not the first thing that comes into my mind. So, but I think it's important for you to share whatever you want. And
I think it's very important for people to realize that, Scott and I are obviously on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to how we present to others and how we view others looking at us. And I think it's important to, understand that it's wonderful and absolutely beautiful to have that mentality of I don't give a flying what you think about me.
Yeah.
You
But I
know?
think it's important for also people to hear like, oh, I care what I think of me,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore because I think this, I know at least someone else thinks this.
Right.
I think that both of those things are important.
Right. You know, and it's also important to understand that if you are a person who has self-doubt about who you are and how you look and all of that stuff, like it's it's understandable. It's understandable. It is a part of some people's life. It's okay. At some point, we do want to move away from where I'm at and more into Scott's area, his used area.
So many divots.
What? That type of mentality is a wonderful thing to have.
Yeah.
And one day, even as young as I am, would love to be able to, you know, eventually have. Well, and the funny thing is, like, sometimes I do have that mentality where I really don't give a f about anybody, but it's only comes into play, like you said, when I'm doing the editing and I'm sitting here and looking and listening and trying to figure out good parts and stuff, and I'm just like, oh look, you can see my nipple in this shot, you know. Oh look, my teeth are showing right there. Oh look, my hair pattern didn't look like it did when I was in the mirror. Like I do look at all of that stuff, and then I start to feel self-conscious. And when it happens over and over and over again, you kind of just like, I don't want to be on thing if this is all I'm going to represent. But we're going to work on it together. We're going to grow. It's like our channel's going to grow. I'm going to grow. He's going to grow, and it's just all going to be absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
Chica. Don't know where that came from.
You've literally never said that in
Never
the 20
said
years
it.
that we've known each other.
All right, so what's in your cup? You didn't even have a topic ready, did you?
Well, no, because when we talked about this, we were doing a short one that was just your birthday, and then we were going to do other things. What's in my cup is birthday. Birthdays.
So, someone just had a birthday not even a week ago.
No, last Wednesday. 39. Whatever, no, it's actually 39. God
But
damn it.
we do want to... Oh, you didn't bring down the cake.
I didn't bring down the cake.
We were going to have cake,
Yeah.
but... No. Apparently, I'm too fat to eat cake
Oh,
on
what
camera.
the hell ever. We just started.
You see this? This is what it's opening off screen. He tells me I can't do stuff. He wanted to smack this Twix out of my hand.
Someone should have.
Oh. But, so please make sure to comment below and talk, you know, wish Scott a happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's been a road. It's been a road in your life. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, I will say, like, I don't... do you still celebrate your birthday? I mean, I remember, like, when we were younger, it was like, all right, we're going to invite 74 people to our house. And, I just was like, people were like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't really care. And, I mean, I bought a cake, because that's what you do, but I don't even like cake. Really? I will eat it on, like, for my birthday.
No. This.
And it's been a long year. I'm tired.
This is the birthday that we're eating. I'm eating for him.
Yeah. I don't know. And then, like, the actual day of my birthday, I just stayed home and played the new Pokemon game. We'll talk about it. And people were like, oh, I would have... Like, you were like, oh, I would have come over. I was like, no. That's what I wanted to do. Was, like, I just wanted to sit on the couch with the dog on the other side of the couch. Because it was hot. And just play my game until, I don't know, midnight or whatever.
For the audience, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm a horrible friend, I did take him out for a birthday lunch
Yes.
that day.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't ignore him the whole entire day. I did take him out for a birthday lunch
No.
during our work break.
Yeah, we went to lunch.
But other than that, yeah.
I made a bad choice that day. We should have went where I was originally wanting to go. I was not impressed with that pancake house. Yeah.
Because we got there at the end of the day, too.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I was like, oh, I'll drink wine. And then just didn't do that. Bought cherry limeade vodka. And was like, oh, we'll drink that. Didn't do that. So it's just kind of a thing. But it has made me think, like, you know how Spotify will do that thing and they'll say, like, here's the best music from, like, I don't know, 1999. And then I'll listen to it and I go, this is how old? I'm how old? Because I don't feel old. I know, again, people, like, in our community, if you want to even use that word, like, 39 is, like, the crypt keeper. I don't feel old.
See, it's really...
And I know we're roughly the same age.
Roughly.
Do you feel old?
No.
Yeah, I don't feel
like
old.
I'm still one of those people when I think of 2007, I'm like, oh, that was like
less
yesterday. Right, it's like less than 10 years ago. 2002 when that song came out, yeah, that was less than a year.
Yeah.
No, Michael, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a whole child, a whole adult.
Yeah, a whole grown-ass adult. Like I don't even know if there was a high school reunion. We should also do an episode about that shit. But it would have been 20 years this year. And someone was like, was there one? No, I don't know. But then I was like, holy shit, that was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I still feel the same that I felt in high school.
You know, it's funny. People talk about, you know, when they go to get carded or whatever, the person will just look and see if it says 19. And if it says 19, they don't bother reading the rest because they already know. I'm old enough. Oh, no, this is what I was going to say. Because, so with that in mind, a lot of kids now are starting to say, oh, you were born in the 1900s. Which, technically, yes, I was born in the 1900s. I also graduated in the 1900s. You know, I don't even get the glad to say yes, but you know, I graduated in the 2000s. I was born and graduated all within the same century, 1900.
I'm sorry, when you were talking about carded, I thought you were going to tell a story about us at Walgreens.
Oh no, I didn't want to embarrass you like that.
But I will tell it. So one time, we were at Walgreens buying something that which you needed to be carded for. And I go first. Don't ask to see anything. I kind of go stand off by the side. Michael goes, and they're like, oh, can we see your ID? And he was like, oh, yeah. Thinking like...
Rude.
You know, thinking it's a... I mean, I kind of thought it was a race thing, personally. And then the lady's like, no, we only card people if they don't look over 40. So I never went back to that Walgreens again. I don't even remember. It was somewhere north. Fuck the north.
It's a beautiful day.
But yeah, we remember that so differently.
The birds were chirping. Children were laughing. Pretty sure a baby was born at that exact moment.
Meanwhile, this is how villains become made.
That was his... What did they say these days? That was his villain origin story. And here we are.
Coming soon to the MCU.
Right. You know, I'm happy that now, years later after that incident, I'm now finally got a couple gray hairs coming in. So that's exciting for me. Hopefully by the time I'm 60, I might have, you know, at least half my hair gray. That would be great. Because I want my hair to be white.
Why don't you just dye it white?
Well, I want to do it as natural as possible. Or I want to see if my hair will actually go white or if it'll go silver. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, generally it's, you get older and it goes gray. Up like your 40s to 60s, it starts turning gray. And then after you hit 60 and 70 and 80 and stuff, that's when it goes from gray to white. Because it really just said, I can't do no more. I can't do no more. I'm gonna be ready as soon as I get a nice tuft of gray hair in there. All this is going white or bald, one of the two. Because thankfully, I can pull off a bald head really well. My mama shaved my head, thankfully. Didn't shape my sisters. That's one thing I can always throw at them every time they start getting a little snippety. I'm like, well, at least my head was shaped well. You look like an alien, and you just got dents. So, boom. I love you, my little bald-headed sisters. So, did you enjoy? What did you do for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I went to like families. It was fine. I'm kind of again over the whole Thanksgiving thing of like, I don't know why we're celebrating it, but also I like food. I
was literally getting ready to say, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving like that. I just want to eat food.
I just want to eat food.
And not feel guilty about it. Oh, yeah, I eat this whole plate. It's Thanksgiving, so
my favorite vegetarian food is there's a company called Quorn, Quorn.
Look them up. Corn.
That's what the song is actually about. I don't think it is, but that's what it should be. It should be about the vegetarian stuff. It's corn. Anyway, but they make like a vegetarian like turkey roast thing. Ooh. So good, but they only sell it around like holiday seasons. So you know that my ass walked up to the Kroger and there were like 7 in there, and I was like those white people with the toilet paper. I was just like right into the cart. Because you never know. I might want to roast one night. In fact, I think I'm going to make... No, I'm not going to make one tonight. What did you do? Oh, what did you do? You didn't do anything, did you?
I didn't do anything. I actually was not feeling well that day.
Glad you're telling me this now.
Yay! No, I was stupidly I left my coat at my other office. My office moved to a different location, and I left my coat in our previous location. So for several days in this cold, I had been running around with no coat on. And
did you get it? Do you need a coat?
No, I just need to go over there and get it. We have to the end of the month to go over there and get it. And I already told somebody if they're over there to grab it. Because I gave up my key, so I can't go get it. But yeah, I just been running around and then, sweating and then going outside and all that other stuff. And, everybody else has been people have been having that little bug running around. So I think it just took the opportunity of me having a lower immune system to sneak in there real quick. And it was just like a 24-hour bug because I ended up going to my sister's house that Friday.
We went to lunch Friday.
Yeah, and right afterwards I went to my sister's, remember?
Well, yeah, but I didn't realize you were sick then. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize you were sick then.
That was 24 hours. I promise you. Okay, so Scott justifiably does not like to be around people who are sick or have been sick, especially since this whole COVID thing is going on. And generally I'm the same way, but I do promise you that I was perfectly fine.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I did not stay up all night doing the things that I did if I was not feeling well, I would not have gone out that day. You know me, I'm quick to cancel something anyway. We're going to have to move it. Because let me tell you, this video, we were supposed to have done at least 2 different days prior to...
Yeah, Friday. Today. Oh, was it also last weekend?
We're supposed to do it Monday after I got off work.
Monday after work.
But so I'm a big boy who sits at a desk and has been sitting at a desk for 4 years. And I spent the entire day building desks and all that, a lot of manual labor. I was fucking exhausted. My arm was hurting. I was like, I can't do any filming. And then Friday was more of just a because you were kind of still working, and it was just kind of, we'll just
Yeah.
move it to Sunday, just so we know that everybody's schedule is clear, and we don't have to worry about, him hopping off to go answer a phone call or jump into a meeting or whatever. But we're here, and we're queer.
I would have clapped in, but the rhythm would have been off.
It would have been. And we don't need those comments underneath our thing.
No.
But I will say I am excited now that I've had this personal growth happen. I am excited to see what we're going to do for 2023. I still have hopes of doing a reaction video, some reaction videos of movies, because
we have to figure out how to do that one that we did.
So if there's any content creators out there that can, not complicate things, you can let me know how that works. Because I see
just how to get the movie side.
Yeah, well, because I've seen a lot of content creators do it where they watch it and they're able to pause, and everything everything flows well together, and that's what I want. Like I would like for us to be able to kind of have those moments where we can pause if something's really, really funny or really, really ridiculous, be able to pause and take a moment to catch the breath and then continue going, instead of just having to watch it through because we can't pause or anything and all of that jazz. But, we'll get it figured out. I've been looking into different programs and things of that nature that are easy to understand and yet will provide us the type of editing and stuff that we want to do. And I don't know, we were possibly looking at, instead of these videos being actual videos, the What's in Your Cup, it's more going to be just audio. I think that was one thing we had talked about.
Well, we talked about it, but that was my suggestion when I knew you didn't want to be on camera.
So, I mean, we might do both. Because I mentioned eventually we want to be able to have like maybe a Spotify or something podcast. Because we really want to delve into the podcast world and like have guests on to talk about stuff like that, and it gets hard when you have trying to fit 3 or 4 of us in a camera is not going to always work out. So I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff we're looking into and figuring out what we want to do. It's caramel and chocolate.
I love how you just stopped basically mid-sentence. And the first real thought was, oh, this Twix is here. Anyway.
So,
but yeah, we want to like figure stuff out and still be our wonderful, funny selves, but figure out how to maybe not ramble on for... Mind you, this was supposed to be 12 minutes. We had a whole conversation, and I'm like, I know you, Michael, it will not be 12 minutes.
It's still less than a half an hour.
28-27.
See? Normally this stuff is like 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. So...
And then I gotta edit, so... And I gotta throw in a bunch of stuff, so it's probably gonna be about 45. I tried. But I think we touched on some things.
Yeah.
That Thanksgiving era is over. So now we're getting ready to enter the Christmas season, or what I refer to as the holiday season. Because, some of us don't do the actual Christian because of our beliefs. But I do enjoy the holiday spirit. I've always enjoyed this time of the year because I feel like people are more nicer to each other. Are much nicer to each other. Am I speaking proper English? Sometimes you know what? I'm just gonna go with the guy. Much more nicer, nice. That is
correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
English major. But I love the atmosphere. I love the the song. Good God, do I love the song. My Destiny's Child's 8 Days of Christmas album has been on rotation play since the beginning of November. So, even Mariah Carey, some old school stuff.
It's her season. It's her time.
It's her time. But in fact, you know what? We should no longer call it the Christmas season. We just call it the MC.
Mariah.
It's the MC season.
It's the era of it's Mimi's emancipation.
Yep. Mimi's Christmas emancipation. In fact, I'm just gonna call it the Mimi's Christmas.
Mimi's
Christmas season. It's Mimi Christmas season.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm looking forward to eggnogs. Oh, I love me some eggnogs.
Ew. I'm sorry. That was so gross. That was so rude of me. To ew.
Yucking my yum.
I know, that was so rude of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So eggnog, which he will be drinking.
Yum.
Yes, he will be. Y'all will watch him drink it. And our next episode.
Oh, that's what we should do. We should do an episode where we each try shit.
Christmas stuff. Christmas drinks.
Okay.
That's our next episode in What's in Your Cup. And it might not even be a What's in Your Cup. Maybe it might just be something ridiculous. You know, it's just
Two fat bitches try.
Two fat bitches try. Girl, new channel just opened up. Yes. Yes. Okay. So yes, two fat bitches try eggnog and Christmas something or other.
I'll bake cookies. Let's see how those taste.
So before we went on our break, we did do a couple episodes that I was having difficulty trying to edit. And I don't know if those will ever come into the light of day. There might be a lost episode series of something.
We have to figure out the one.
But there is one where he made...
cornbread. It's for Lunasa.
It was delicious.
It was dry. It was dry. But I followed the recipe like to the T. And I kept you were here and I was like, it doesn't seem like enough liquid. And you were like, just whatever. You know, it's fine. And then I was like, that wasn't enough liquid. But also, we just ate plain cornbread.
We did.
There was nothing with it. I didn't have butter.
Didn't have to sop it up. Yeah, that was the main thing.
So there was, yeah. It was fun, like, anyway.
Black household knows you put butter on cornbread. It's okay.
I only have stick butter.
He's like, you melt it in the microwave and you drizzle it on top of it and then let it seep into the cornbread.
It's fine.
Maybe we'll try.
I was saying I still have my stuff, so.
We can try it again. Part 2!
Part 2 with slightly more liquid and more butter.
Slightly more. That's going to be the subtitle.
Slightly
Two fat beaches try cornbread.
Slightly more liquid.
And butter. It'll be slightly more liquid. ... And butter. So, is there anything else you want to say?
I know it's just an excuse for you to have the last of that Twix, is what I want to say. But no, I'm excited to do more stuff with this and the, you know, see where it goes until we get too busy again.
Too busy.
Yeah. But since we're going to try stuff, if y'all have stuff you want us to try, let us know in those little comments. Especially since now that the people who watch the old videos, YouTube's going to be like, who are they again? So no one's going to see it. But when you do, we'll try it.
We will. All right, so let's do my traditional, try to click this off in one go, and let's see if it'll work.
Nope.
Never. Oh my God, it's Beyonce!